But first, walk into just about any grocery or convenience store in Maine and you'll see something familiar behind the counter, the machine that spits out lottery tickets. And it's not just Maine. Nearly every state in the U.S. participates in some kind of lottery.
The money that people spend on this type of gambling runs into the billions of dollars, which got us wondering about how people think about their chances of winning in a game that is clearly stacked against them. The timing is never predictable, but about 2, maybe 3 times a year, the Powerball lottery jackpot goes from big to huge to staggering. The prospect of winning, say, $1 billion clearly has an effect on human behavior. But just what's going on when people have visions of unimaginable fortunes dancing in their heads? To get a better idea, we turned to 2 people from Bowdoin College. Retired psychology professor Barbara Held and senior lecturer in mathematics and the director of Bowdoin's quantitative reasoning program, Eric Gaze.
Is it sort of inherent in human nature that we all want to get rich? And if we don't have to work terribly hard at it, all the better.
That is not a goal of many people. I'm sorry, I'm disappointing you.
You're not disappointing me, but you are surprising me. Surprising because the numbers would seem to tell a different story. In 2020, Maine had lottery revenues of $311 million. That's the equivalent of about every adult in the state purchasing 6 $1 tickets every week. Clearly, there are a lot of people out there looking to get rich, especially when those jackpots get really huge and people are willing to stand in line just to buy their tickets.
I don't think there's any big mystery to this. It's like, you know, what the hey? You know, why not? Someone's going to win it.
The gargantuan jackpots get most of the attention. But low-stakes games that pay off far more frequently, scratch tickets for instance, keep players coming back.
So that's an enticement, right? That's a reinforcement in old learning theory terms. You, like the slot machine, you get a little every so often or after so many pulls. I mean, we know this with rats in Skinner boxes.
Interesting point. Just as lab rats keep pressing a lever if they're rewarded with something tasty, players keep buying lottery tickets if they're rewarded with small winnings.
Exactly the same, although I will, I don't want people yelling at me that I'm saying people are rats. I'm not. Well, some people are rats. I take that back.
You're a winner.
Right about now, you might be saying, hey, what about the person who bought a winning Mega Millions ticket at this store in the town of Lebanon in January? A ticket worth $1.3 billion. Well, mathematically, it was astoundingly improbable.
Let's get to the numbers, Eric.
All right.
Let's go with Powerball. Yeah. Roughly, what are the odds if one purchases 1 ticket? What are the odds of winning?
Roughly 1 in 300 million. The way I like to think about it is if I individually, personally, purchased a ticket every day, how long would I have to wait before I could expect to win? And you'd have to wait about 1 million years, because there's 365 days in a year. So to me, that puts it in perspective. Like, I need to play this game for 1 million years before I can hope to hold that winning ticket.
Some people who play the lottery think they have a system, a lucky number, something that gives them an edge. They don't. Eric gave just one example of how random the numbers are.
If these are your 5 numbers, now most people would think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be a crazy choice for your 5 numbers. It'd be very unlikely for the Powerball numbers to come up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But of course, it has the same odds as, having 17, 7, 13, 65, 48, right?
But we're all human, and even a numbers guy gives in to temptation.
I know I was buying Powerball tickets when it hit $1 billion. It's like, why not? It's fun.
Oh, case in study, case in point.
This kind of astonishes me that a guy who knows the numbers so well, knows the just fantastic unlikelihood of winning, is still buying a Powerball ticket.
Well, I was determined to try to just get a ticket that had the correct Powerball, right? Because if there are other prizes you could win, even though it's only you get $4 if you have the Powerball correct. But I couldn't even do that, so eventually I lost interest because okay, this is ridiculous. Just throwing money away.
At the end of our conversation, I said to Barbara Held, so after this discussion, are you going to head down to the convenience store now and shell out a few bucks for lottery tickets? And she said, quote, what do you think? She's never bought a ticket in her life. That's not going to change. Eric, though, he's going to stick with his system of buying some inexpensive tickets for gifts when he's got a few bucks in his pocket.
My gosh,
and having a little fun himself.
But to think, to wait 1,000,000 years, it's a long time.
1 in 290 million.
My gosh. Coming up.